What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode, part 2 of the Land Cruiser restoration slash Overland build. And really, thinking about this whole restoration thing, I think it's more of like a preservation, because I'm not going like my NSX where I went like full restoration, you know, all the OEM stuff, like restoring it back to original. I'm going more like, let's preserve the condition and the state that it's in right now, while also doing some upgrades. And I have to find that balance between wanting it to be like all stock and OEM and all these perfect things, again, like I did on the NSX, and also trying to get aftermarket stuff on here that have functionality, etc. So I had a bunch of questions from you guys about the sunroof and how I'm going to deal with that. I'll show you what I've done with that as a sort of a temporary fix. I've been driving it, I've put some miles on it. It's working great. Everything's working really well. The rear brakes are dragging a little bit, so I've got some new brakes. We'll put those on today. I've also got some floor mats, like the hood struts. You guys saw the hood fall down on me in the last video. I got some new struts to hold the hood up. Same with the rear lift gate. We'll put some struts there. And we'll walk around, figure out what else it needs. AC, I've got to address that. See what's going on there. I also almost forgot to mention, put some new tires on it. So these are BF Goodrich. These are a 33-inch tire. Well, technically, it's a 295/75/16, which is essentially a 33 by, I think, 11 or 11 and a half. Stock suspension, so you guys can get an idea of what this looks like. Fits great, no issues, etc. I do plan on putting suspension on it, and I've got Matt in the shop today too. Say hi.
What's up?
My brother's doing some really cool stuff with a Jeep. He's building a Jurassic Park Jeep. It's a YJ. If you have any interest in Jeep stuff, go check out Matt's channel. I'll put a link up here and you can get there, or on the end screen.
Yeah, both. He'll do it on both.
I'll do both. Just for you, Matt. Only because you're going to help me film this today. Okay. Let's fix this. So what I determined was that these rear calipers, the slides, are locked up. So you can see the, you got the caliper slides here, and then you got a piston that it pushes out of here and it squeezes the brake pads, but the slides on this thing are locked up. So I ordered a loaded, actually a semi-loaded caliper, but it includes this bracket. Oftentimes you order a brake caliper and it comes with just the caliper, but I wanted the bracket with new slides and everything nice, fresh, new to put in there. I also forgot to mention earlier that this whole thing with the Land Cruiser is Matt's fault. You can turn the camera around and show yourself, Matt.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
At this guy.
It's my fault that this video series is happening, so you can thank me by heading to my channel and subscribing to my Jeep content.
I also, when I had the tires put on, I also had my buddy, while it was at his shop, he was mounting and balancing them for me. I had him change a bunch of fluids in this thing. So he did all the diff fluids. I drained the gas tank. We did the transmission, transfer case, all that kind of stuff. Engine oil, obviously. So it's got all new fluids in the whole thing. I didn't have him do the brakes because we'll do that. When we do this, we'll flush out the brake fluid. So this thing is really roadworthy. After this, we'll be ready to get it driving. And then it needs suspension badly. Like, I really want to put 2-3-inch lift kit on it. I'm looking at like probably the Dobinson kit or Ironman 4x4 maybe. I don't know. Let me know if you have any experience or recommendations for me on that front. I made a super rookie mistake and we ran out of brake fluid. So I sent Travis to the store to get some more brake fluid so we could bleed the brakes and flush out all the old fluid. And while we're waiting on him, I am going to replace the hood struts and the liftgate struts. and maybe throw in those WeatherTech floor mats. My dad showed up just in time to hold the hood up for me, so I didn't have to. How about that? You're doing a good job, Dad.
I'm good for something.
You know?
Not
I'll tell you.
much.
Jeez. That's why I keep you around. That's why I keep you around. Where did I put the other one? Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Great. It's the little things, you know? The little things. There's also a few other little things that I need to do this. You know, I'm super into like trying to make sure everything's OEM in stock, as I mentioned before. If you guys know of a good place for OEM parts for Land Cruisers, I would appreciate it. I'm aware of Cruiser Corps, and that's really about it. I need a shifter. I want an OEM factory shift knob. I need a hood pad. Really the OEM sunroof glass, if not the whole assembly. We'll talk about the sunroof next here in just a second on what I'm doing until I find that part to keep more water from coming inside. I think it's going to work well, and I've already done it, so I'll show you what I've done. But now that this stuff is good, let's throw the floor mats in real quick, and then we'll talk about the sunroof. Let's see. They really do fit well. Okay, Travis showed up with the brake fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and bleed and flush these brakes out. What I'm doing right now, in most vehicles, there's a little filter that kind of goes in the cap of your brake fluid reservoir to keep just like big chunks of stuff from going into your master cylinder. So I'm gonna clean this thing out. Usually you would take like a turkey baster or something. In the case that I'm doing, like trying to get all the old fluid out before I pump a bunch of fluid through and like suck all this old fluid out. So I've got to come up with a creative way to get this fluid out of here, and then I'll fill it with new fluid, and then we'll bleed the brakes with only new fluid and flush all the rest of this old stuff out of here. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I will show you the sunroof. Travis, this was a good idea. We took the spray trigger from a bottle and we stuck it in the brake fluid reservoir, and now I'm just squirting it into this cup of coffee. It works though. This was a good idea. I don't know what he's gonna say. It's the only kind I have. All right, who's pumping the pedal? Is it? Oh, that brake fluid was disgusting. Did you get footage of the brake fluid?
I did.
I was in there pumping the pedal, so I didn't do anything with that. Glad we did that. It was awful. All right, the sunroof. Many people were asking what I was going to do about the sunroof. There's a lot of solutions out there that people talked about. People were siliconing these things up. They're using bicycle inner tubes. Those all seemed less than ideal. Sorry, I'm trying to climb up to the top of the Land Cruiser so I can show you what I'm doing. I wanted a not permanent solution that was reversible so that I can undo this and take it back out to replace the sunroof, because ultimately that's what I want to do, is replace it so that it's fully functional and sealed up and keeping rain out and that kind of stuff. So I'm actually using flex tape, which I was super skeptical about using. I went to Lowe's, I picked some up, I opened it up, I was like, holy shit, this stuff is sticky. And then I was concerned I wasn't going to get it off, or when I try to take it off, it's going to ruin the paint or leave crazy residues. But they also make an adhesive remover. Now, I didn't have the adhesive remover when I bought this, so I'm hoping it works. I do have some now. We're going to test it in a second. I stuck some of this stuff on the side of the lift, but this is how I did it. I put some across the back, I put some across the front, and on the sides I overlapped the ends, obviously, as you can see, and you can see where the sunroof scheme is here. So I think it's going to be a good temporary solution that hopefully is easily removed and reversible. Ultimately, I just wanted to make sure I was keeping water outside of the vehicle. The headliner, as you guys saw also, was disgusting from the water leaking in. And I used this stuff, I'll put it on the screen right here, Folex, but like the corners were absolutely disgusting, and they've cleaned up really, really well. And there was staining all the way down here, but that stuff was incredible and got rid of all that. So I highly recommend using Folex. It seems to only, I also use it on the carpet. It really only works on soft fabrics and stuff. This is it right here. You like how I have an audience over here not doing anything?
Producer.
Director. Jeez. Folex. Carpet spot remover. Works great on a headliner. Now this is the Flex Seal adhesive remover. Somebody come over here and help make themselves useful and hold this camera, would you? I stuck some of this stuff to the lift the other day, and I've let it sit here and bond, and we're going to test the Flex Seal adhesive remover and see how good it works. I need to probably get a fingernail behind the corner of it. I'm gonna come over here. This stuff is sticky as crap. I'm gonna start a corner. They show that you can spray it and peel it. Oh my God, it makes it so slippery though. Almost need like a pair of pliers.
Oh yeah.
It's not quite like their commercial, but it is peeling it off. It's eating up the glue. No, not even close to what they advertised, to be honest. I'm a little worried about this later. It does break down the glue though, like that's coming right off. So I'm not worried about the paint necessarily. And then this stuff, like, so here's the residue. It certainly will come off easily. They also advertise that it removes like tree sap and stuff. Hey, I don't know, not sponsored. Just what I'm doing. Might be a thought for you. Okay, now I'm gonna put the AC belt on. The compressor spins free by hand. I wasn't sure, that's why in the last video I put belts on, I put the alternator water pump belt on, and I didn't put the AC belt on because I was like, man, was this missing the belt because the compressor locked up and it shredded? I couldn't remember because I remember losing the belt while I was driving it many years ago. And I was thinking maybe the compressor is locked up. But I just spun it by hand. The compressor was spinning no problem. So I'm gonna, while this thing's on the lift and all that, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the AC belt on it now and hope for the best. If I need to, I've got an AC machine. If I need to put Freon in it, I'll do that. Let's see if we can get some cold air. Now let's see. Gotta take off my watch. Can't get my hand in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now she's cranking. That thing looks a little funky. But it's... You want to know what the trick is to picking up a heavy tire? Face it away from you and then roll it up. Like this. You roll it up and then put it on. Instead of trying to like pick it up and push it. You roll it up. Okay, wheels are on. AC belt is on. Brakes are bled. I'm gonna test and see if the AC works. And if not, we'll charge it up. Nothing's happening. No compressor. I'm gonna put the AC machine on it and see if it works. Alright, I got cold air. It is it's freezing in here. Hell yeah. Cool. I think I got everything done that I wanted to get done in this video. Everything's working. That's great. Let me know what you guys want to see throughout these. You know, when I was building cars before, and I've done a lot of stuff. Over the years, I had, you know, a custom car shop for 15 years. We've done super high-end Defenders for big A-list celebrity type people. I've had stuff in magazines. We set a world record, etc. So it can kind of show you a little bit of anything you want in terms of how we're doing this build. But I want to know from you guys, you know, do you want to see sort of the how-to mechanical side of things? You just want to kind of see things along the way, just keep doing things the way I'm doing? Give me some feedback. I've never actually made videos around the car stuff that I've done. So this is a new series for me to kind of do this. So give me some feedback. I really appreciate everyone's support in the last video. That's it. Sorry for rambling. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. P.S. Go follow Matt.
Follow me. It helps.
Peace.